pointing and calling, the effective method to prevent labor accident in Japan.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining my session. My name is Kiyoshi SUMI. I'm Deputy Director of Japan Industrial Safety and Health Association called JISHA. I'm honored to be here with you today. And today I'd like to talk about some unique and effective OSH activities in the Japanese industry. Here is today's agenda. First, I'd like to talk about a little bit about JISHA. Next, classification of safety measures. Then, final call for by KYT training. And lastly, questions. Let me introduce our organization, JISHA. JISHA was established in 1964 based on the Industry Accident Prevention Organization Act. Our philosophy is safe work and safe life for all workers. JISHA provides OSH services such as publishing, selling OSH-related books and items, hosting the National Occupational Safety and Health Convention every year, promoting the physical and mental health, promoting the Zero Accident campaign, working environment measurement, and OSH technical support and certification. We also provide many kinds of OSH training courses. Today, I'd like to introduce two unique and effective OSH activities, point and call and KYT training. Before I talk about these OSH activities, let me go over the classification of safety measures. Historically, in order to tackle accidents in the workplace, there were two types of safety measures. First, hardware measure, such as facilities, machinery, work environment, and raw materials. And second, software measure, which is rules, manual, safety training, and inspections. Hardware measures and software measures are manager-based safety management, but this alone cannot deal with danger in the workplace. In other words, even though the safety of machinery and equipment is achieved, residual risks remain. We usually rely on humans to deal with such residual risk. However, since humans make such errors as carelessness, absent-mindedness, making assumptions, etc., we will use on-site safety activities to prevent the accident from happening. Therefore, I'd like to introduce a third type of safety measure, human wear. To prevent human error, all employees need to participate in and practice hazard prediction activities such as hazard prediction training, point and calling. How to prevent accidents caused by human error? Actually, there are many approaches to prevent human error. For example, OS activities, sorting, setting order, shining, standardizing, near-miss accident report, toolbox meeting, and so on. Now, I will introduce two methods from Zero Accident campaign, which was proposed by JISHA in 1973. First, point and call. Second, hazard prediction training called KYT training in Japan. What is point and call? Point and call is used to promote work safety and error-free work. It involves a worker identifying an object to be confirmed at each strategic point in the work by extending the arm, pointing a finger at it, and naming it by saying out loud, such and such OK. For example, switch on OK. It's a safety check method unique to Japan, originally created by Japan National Railways. In the Zero Accident campaign, point and call was proposed as a specific method to achieve its objective of preventing accidents caused by human error. Basically, it makes us more conscious of what we are doing, which improves work accuracy and safety. How to practice point and call? The basic type of point and call is illustrated on the screen. The basic type of point and call is first, make a vertical fist with your dominant hand. For example, he uses the right hand because he is right-handed. And then, extend your index finger straight, not your thumb. Put your other hand on your side. Straighten yourself. Next is the actual procedure. So first, look at the object to be conformed. Second, extend your right arm and point to the object with your index finger while saying something. For example, oxygen level 21%. Third, raise your right hand to your ear. Check to make sure it's okay. For example, oxygen level indicates 21%. Fourth, bring it down to point to the object while saying OK. Let's try point and call. There are 6 buttons which look almost the same. You need to push the A1131 start button. How would you do this? So, first, look at A1131 start screen button. Second, point at A1131 start screen button while saying A1131 start screen button. Third, while raising your hand to your ear, make sure it is okay to push. Fourth, bring your hand down to point to the A1131 start screen button while saying OK. Then you can push the button. This activity involves pointing at target object by straightening your arm and stating aloud, such and such is OK, at important points in the work. Point and call is a method to confirm the correctness and safety of your work action and condition of object by using all your senses, the eyes, arms, fingers, mouth, and ears. Point and calling are methods for raising the consciousness level of workers and confirming that conditions are regular and clear, including the accuracy and safety of work. This method for ensuring safety is based on the philosophy of respecting human life and can be achieved only with the full participation of the workforce in the practice activity across the floor of the workplace. According to an official trial by the Railway Technical Research Institute carried out in 1994 to determine the effectiveness of point and call, results show that work accuracy was improved most in response to point and call, pointing only and calling only in that order, as opposed to doing nothing. Also, statistics show no significant slowdown in work from the use of point and call. The use of point and call produced 1/6 or less of the number of errors that occurred when no action was performed according to the trial. Point and calling is actually a highly effective safety technique. Physical movements and vocalization are a proven way to increase concentration and reduce errors when performing any task. You can see an example of pointing and calling on the screen.
Every visitor to Japan notices the unique way railway staff are always pointing and calling. It's actually a highly effective safety technique developed here in Japan. Physical movements and vocalizations are a proven way to increase concentration and reduce errors when performing any task.
She said, no.
As you can see, point and calling helps us ensure passenger safety. Now I'm going to talk about hazard prediction training called KYT. So what is KYT? KYT is a Japanese word. K stands for Kiken hazard. Y stands for Yochi prediction. T stands for training. Now let's try using KYT in a group work exercise. Using the illustration showing the workplace and work condition, discuss in a small group hazardous factor in the workplace and in work condition, unsafe condition and unsafe behavior that may lead to accident. Discuss, think, and understand the type of accidents that may arise from such factors, and determine the danger point and the kind of action to take, confirming these with point and calling and point and saying louder together. Conduct this training so that you can take steps on preemptive action for safety before you walk. How to do KYT? For example, we use this illustration sheet for training. This is typical kitchen in Japan. He's washing dishes while boiling water. In your group work, talk about those questions. What hazards are hidden? This is the hazard point. What would you do? We will do this. Confirmation. First, find hidden hazards in this situation and discuss and share hazard factor in your group as much as you can. And then, narrow them down to select the most hazardous points. Then, consider what to do to resolve the hazard points. In this case, one of the group discussed hidden hazards like this when he tried to turn off the stove because the water started boiling. He hit the thermal pot next to him with his arm. The thermal pot dropped and hit the food. So, what would you do to resolve the hazard point and think of the countermeasures? Number 2. This is a hazard point. In this case, the thermal pot is next to him. Number 3. What would you do? We would put it by the wall. Number 4. We will do this. When you wash dishes while boiling water, let's put the thermal pot by the wall. Number 5. Confirmation. Set up point and call item. Thermal pot is by the wall. Okay. This is just an easy sample, but key is to keep practicing for discussing hazardous factor in real situation on your site. The goal of this training technique is to increase each worker's sensitivity to hazards, concentration, problem-solving ability, and enthusiasm for applying skill through repeated practice. Now, I would like you to take a look at the photos of how KYT is actually being carried out. The photo on the left shows the students discussing danger while looking at the illustration. You can see how they are having conversations. The photos on the right show the team pointing and calling the team action goal decided by the full team. Everyone on the team is committed to practicing our goal and working safely. Also, this is the example of KYT implementation at the work site in Japan. You can work safely by detecting hazard before starting work and practicing goal you set. Teacher is providing methods such as KYT to companies and conducting activities aimed at zero accident. We will continue to promote this as an effective method. Now let's look at more detail of the effect of KYT. This slide shows the percentage of occupational accidents by cause. Many occupational accidents occur when unsafe conditions such as dangerous places, object environment, etc., and unsafe behavior, for example, dangerous action behavior overlap. According to Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare data on the causes of occupational accidents, about 90% are caused by unsafe behavior. Taking step ladder walk as an example, unsafe action includes leaning forward on a step ladder and running up a step ladder. Carrying out KYT to eliminate these unsafe actions, becoming aware of your unsafe action and behavior, and taking countermeasures will help prevent occupational accidents. Effect of KYT. In this activity, employees will think about workplace hazards. This will make them more sensitive to these hazards. They will improve their problem-solving ability by everyone participating and coming up with danger countermeasures. Since they are reaching an agreement together, they will be more motivated to follow that they will need to do. The benefits of doing KYT on a daily basis are improving team communication, skill, and teamwork. With this kind of workplace environment, it is possible through teamwork to change people who act unsafely to people who behave safely. According to the survey conducted by JISHA, about 90% of respondents answer that KYT is effective in preventing occupational accidents. This survey shows that this method leads to the reduction of unsafe behavior caused by human error. As of 2023, it has been 50 years since JISHA first promoted point and call and KYT training in the Zero Accident campaign. In Japan, over 400,000 people were trained with this kind of method by JISHA. These kind of methods were developed for Japanese workers in Japan. However, our working environment has been changing due to globalism. Compared to 50 years ago, it is easier for people to travel overseas, and there are more non-Japanese workers in Japan. Additionally, many Japanese companies are operating overseas. Because of that, JISHA has a training program for not only Japanese but also foreign country workers. For example, we have the SMILE Asia Safety Project, which is for foreign trainees and experts in Japanese enterprises overseas. JISHA is going to continue expanding its reach globally and keep developing to adapt to new working environment. Our goal is safe work and safe life for all workers in the world. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, please feel free to email us. Thank you very much.